It's a little bit of a slobber knocker of some sorts, but you know, um, we, the good thing is we held our scoreless streak. It's been what I think at least 2 or 3 games now since Orlando. So yeah, um, but yeah, just couldn't we actually had a couple good chances, but for the most part, you know, it was just a real grinder, and I'm at the very least I'm glad that no one got hurt, and come Tuesday, you know,
Well, we don't know about Garza and his situation, but maybe it's just a kick.
yeah, hopefully that's the case. Like it's been tough as a whole. Just not having a lot of rotation in between our players, so that's always a risk that you take with that. But you know, I'll take the point, and use that, towards, hopefully getting that on that number 2 spot, and come Toronto, like they'll know what we're talking about.
Do you think their pitch was a factor, or what do you think?
A little bit. I think that like any time that you deal with a field that has to account for football lines, I think it's always a visual thing. Just having to, because of course you have the football boundaries, and of course you have the soccer boundaries, and I think that if you're not used to that, like it kind of forces you to play within the football boundaries, even though you still have about another 15 yards of space to really work with, and it automatically is like it puts you in a smaller spot, and when you're not used to that, that's probably going to be bad. I know Michael Bradley was talking about the same thing last week. Just criticizing on the turf up there in Foxborough, and I wouldn't be surprised if our guys said the same thing. It's when you're trying to. It's all mental. You're trying to visualize. Okay, I have more space to work with, but obviously when you hit the moment, you're thinking, okay, this is where, how much space we have, and
Especially when our team tries to play quick, 1-2 passes, that type of stuff. It's very difficult to know what's in and what's out when you're trying to think in a split second. So obviously, yeah, it could be a huge factor. How did you think our defense played today? In terms of that, we got the clean sheet there, and Goose, man, he had a hell of a game.
Absolutely. Our defense has been holding real tough, pretty much, since we opened up the binge, outside of like the one game where we didn't have Perez, we've been lights out. And as far as New England's attack goes, I mean, like they have some good pieces, but when right now we're in a groove right now, and when you're in that groove, it's really going to be hard to score on us. And of course with Gazan, he's been I can't even really describe how strong he's been in the net. So right now, like, we're looking tough. I'd like to say, like, there's probably very few teams that have the attacking manpower to really take us on.
What do you think our chances are of overtaking NYCFC and getting that crucial and coveted bye?
I think it's very, very, very good. Of course, we have next week at Minnesota's coming here, and of course that big game at the end of the season with Toronto, and of course the Red Bulls as well. I think that I like to think, of course, with our home games, we should be able to hold strong and probably win those. The Red Bulls game, I think it's going to be a real tricky game because, of course, they're still playing for a playoff spot as well. So they're going to be, especially at that point in the season, they're going to be pulling pretty much all the stops that they can think of to, try to hang on to a playoff spot and hopefully get into the playoffs. But like I said, as long as we keep going the way they're going, especially on defense, it's going to be tough.
Final thoughts on the game, and again, what a interesting game, right?
New England needs to get rid of their football lines. I'm looking at you right in the camera. They need to get rid of the lines. That's all I got for you.